Lauka, and I am the author of the historical novel Returning East, which will be officially released on February 26th, 2022. And behind me, you can see the cover of the book. The action of the book takes place at the beginning on an ocean liner as my protagonist, JJ, travels from France, from Marseille to Hong Kong. And then there will be more action in Hong Kong and China. I took inspiration for many of the scenes in Hong Kong and China from my own experiences in these two places, especially in China, where I lived for about 6 years between late 90s and early 2000. And as my protagonist travels to Hong Kong and China, of course, I also mention food. And in particularly, I would like to read a scene, a passage from the book, where my protagonist JJ is together with his friend Fred, and he shares a meal with two other characters of the book, Father Kurt and his wife Yvette. So let's read the short passage together. Back in the living room, lunch was being served. On the table were two large fishes covered with yellow and green stripes. In one bowl, there were green vegetables with something white in it. In another bowl, an unknown meat covered in a blackish sauce, then white rice, and a soup with tofu and vegetables. Fred and Father Kurt joined JJ and Yvette at the table, forks instead of chopsticks laid out next to the plates. JJ took some meat and vegetables and placed them on top of the rice, as Yvette and Father Kurt did. Oh, that's a lot of garlic, he said, and spicy, he added, making a face. Yes, we like garlic and we use it a lot, as it is supposed to be good for your health, while spicy food helps to kill germs. So they say at least, Father Kurt said. These are my favorite eggplants with meat and chili beans. Our maid comes from a region where they eat very spicy, and so she is always very generous with the chili. Indeed, it is good to clean your intestines, Yvette said with a smile. So, what were they actually eating? Well, I imagine that they had this two fishes with probably carrots or some other orange, yellow colored vegetables, and maybe also some celery or some other green vegetables. So they are cut in very thin stripes, and then they are placed on top of the fish. And the fish, at least in the Guangzhou area or in the southern part of China, around Hong Kong, they love to steam the fish. So I imagine these two fishes are being steamed with vegetables and, of course, some soy sauce. Then they had some green vegetable with something white in it, and this is basically just vegetables with garlic, so fried vegetables with garlic. And this is a very common dish that you can find anywhere in China. And you can use whatever vegetables that you find. You could use bok choy, you can use broccoli, it's very good. You could use some other type of spinach, green peas, whatever. Then unknown meat in black sauce. Well, my experience is that very often the most common meat that is eaten in China, at least at the time I was living there, is a pork meat. And this black sauce could either be oyster sauce or a very thick soy sauce. And then the eggplants with minced meat, garlic, and chili. This is also my favorite dish, and I learned to cook this dish very soon because, as I said, I love it. And today I would like to show you how to cook this dish. I will take the recipe from this book, which I bought in 1997 in Hong Kong. At that time, my Chinese was not so good, so I needed to have something that was in English as well. And as you can see, I use this book a lot, and this is why basically the pages are falling out. And this book translates this dish, which in Chinese is called 鱼香茄子, as eggplants Sichuan style. And then I would like to cook also another dish from this book. Um, Also a very easy dish to cook and very common. You can find it even in Chinese cantina in factories around China, and it's basically fried eggs with tomato. There is also a version as a soup, but today we're going to do the fried ones. I choose to do some two dishes because we are two for lunch, so one will not be enough, three will be maybe too much. And I suggest that you first prepare some white rice to go along with two dishes. So now let's move to the other side and let's see the ingredients. So to prepare the eggplant Sichuan style, we need, of course, the eggplants. I was lucky today and I found the typical eggplants that from Japan in this case, but they also have this type in China. If you cannot find this type of eggplants, you can use any other type. What is important is when you cut it, you try to have always a part of the eggplant skin um, on each pieces of eggplant. We need 2 cloves of crushed garlic and hot bean sauce or chili sauce. I am going to use this sauce, Lao Gamma. This is a very famous brand and they have a whole series of chili sauce. I'm going to put a link also to a funny video of a Chinese YouTuber that actually tried, I think, like 16 different types of chili sauce from this company. Um, and we also need some corn flour mixed with some teaspoon. So I am using the German version, Speisestärke. And I also like to put some meat in this dish, and you can either use beef or pork or a mix of the two as you want. For the sauce, we need chicken stock. Then we need a little bit of sugar. I have only brown sugar here. And salt, of course, some sesame oil. Be very careful with sesame oil because the taste can be very, very strong sometimes. Then some Chinese vinegar. If you don't have this rice vinegar, you can use some white vinegar and light soya sauce here. For the other dish I'm going to prepare, so the fried eggs with tomatoes, you only need 2 tomatoes, you need 2 eggs, and again some salt and sugar, and that's it. You need a wok and oil to fry the eggplants. So I'm going to prepare all the ingredients first. I'm going to cut the eggplants, I'm going to cut the tomatoes, and beat the eggs and prepare the sauce for the eggplants. I'll see you in a short while. So now I have prepared all what I need to cook. I cut the eggplants and I try to make some stripes. I cut the tomatoes in quite large slices. I have beaten the eggs and I cut on the garlic. You can also use it crushed, but I like to put it to cut it in small pieces. I also prepared the sauce for the eggplants. I put all ingredients together. And I also prepared 2 small cups of cornstarch with water to thicken the sauce. So the first thing is to fry the eggplants. You will need lots of oil. So after that, make sure that you really drain the eggplants. I've tried different versions to avoid using so much oil. I tried to boil it and I tried to also put it in the oven. The taste is not the same. So I do suggest that you really fry the eggplants. And I'm going to do that now and see you when the eggplants are done. I have now fried all the eggplants and I am ready to cook. So here is my wok. Just wanted to show you first actually how the eggplants are cooked. So they are slightly brown and soft, but they should not be overcooked. So my wok now is warm and I'm going to add the garlic. It's even too warm now. You can see that. You can stir it. I like also to add some ingwer, some zinzero. Oh, sorry, I don't have the name in English. Ginger, sorry. I only have it in powder, so I put it in powder. But if you have the fresh one, use the fresh one. I'm going to add very quickly the meat too because otherwise it's too hot. So stir it until brown. And then add the salt. I love spicy food, so I will be generous, but be careful how much you put. I will add some more. And then I'm going to add the eggplant. So I'm going to mix them a little bit together. And then I'm going to add the sauce. I'm not going to add all the sauce at once. I first want to see the quantity. And here you can put the temperature a little bit higher. I'm going to add a little bit more, but not the whole sauce. And then I'm going to add the cornstarch to thicken the sauce. That looks so really delicious. So, and the eggplants are ready. We can put them on a serving plate. I'm going to wash the wok and I will be back in a second. So now let's move to the fried eggs. I already put some oil in the wok and it's warm, therefore I can start putting the eggs. Stir it very lightly so that it doesn't break completely. So it becomes a little bit fluffy. And then you take it out. Put it aside. Want some more oil? Just wait a few seconds. And then you can add the tomatoes. Add the egg. Break it down to pieces. You can add the sugar, the salt. I put just a little bit of salt because actually I'm going to add also a little bit of soy sauce, not much. Just a hint. To give some color as well. And if you have spring onions, you can also put some spring onions. So, this dish is ready as well. So, and here you have prepared a homemade Chinese meal, like the one my hero and his friend, JJ and Fred, are eating in Guangzhou. So we have the yuxianqizi, so eggplants Sichuan style. We have fried eggs with tomatoes, and I prepared some rice, white rice. I hope you enjoy these recipes and that you will enjoy your meal. And if you wanted to know more about my protagonist, then you can also pre-order the book on different websites, and you can check this link here that you will see here now impressed for more information about the book and how to purchase it. Thank you for watching and have a great meal. Bye!